Thank you for tuning in to the Untouchable Jessica Joan podcast. I'm Jessica Joan, and this is the safe space where we talk about the real stuff that no one's really talking about. So we're going to be diving into courage, clarity, and getting over shit. Because I know you got shit, we all got shit, and we need to get over it. So thank you for joining me on this ride. Here we go. The head is not the heart. How could you possibly know the flow of love when your heartbeat resides in your head? You cannot think love. You must simply be love. The heart must open to its deepest layers to the core. When you peel it back, the pain lets you know that you're close. Then the ecstasy of pure joy erupts from your veins. So when you look into the eyes of another, you don't see a person, you see God. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Untouchable Jessica Joan podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today because I have a special guest and a special episode planned. So what we're going to be diving into today is mentors, coaches, and finding your support. And I am so honored and blessed because I have my mentor, dear friend, coach, Kimleigh Smith in the studio with me today. Yay! But before I bring her in, I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience and my journey, which led me to her. So finding a coach or a mentor and even just your support is so important. And this is coming from a person who's hyper independent, which is obviously a little part of my way of dealing with my trauma and not having to rely on anyone. So coming from this space, like it takes a tribe, it takes a community, and it's not necessarily always easy at first, Sure, when you're in school, you have your friends and people that support you. But as you get older and you shift through and really start to find yourself, you find yourself maybe not relating to the same kind of people. And also you find yourself wanting to elevate. And so it's necessary to have someone or someone's to help you get to this next level. And so in order for me to become this untouchable Jessica Joan, not only did it require all of me and all this work I needed to do on my own, but it also took a team, it took a support, and it took having an incredible mentor that could really help me see my truth in a way that I myself couldn't see it on my own, to then push me, hold me accountable, and have solutions to be this version of myself. Like, I couldn't have just done it on my own. And even, like I say, you need to do this work on your own. You 1,000% need to, but you also need other people to help push you and also to help take you off your trail sometimes so you can fortify who you are and who you want to become. And so I've been fortunate enough, I've always been a seeker. So I was always praying, seeking out people to help me because I did a lot of the work on my own. But, I've had different healers and Reiki practitioners and teachers and therapists, that helped me along this way, that gave me tools, gave me nuggets, and gave me support. And even just having incredible friends that are really like my family and my ohana to just love me and be there for me and to cheer me on when I couldn't cheer myself on. So the little story of how I met Miss Kimleigh Smith, which was really a divine appointment on its own. So I was invited to go to this one-woman show. Turns out Kinley was the director for that show. And so when I met her, there was there was this otherworldly thing that happened where we just connected, and it's like our humans connected, but our spirits were really connected. Like we both didn't know what it was, but we were like, we're supposed to see each other again. So she invited me to her one-woman show, which is so powerful, so incredible, and it just inspired me, and it showed me that, wow, this woman can help me. And that's because she is a survivor and a thriver of sexual abuse, and actually has been a victim of being gang raped, and that's part of what her one-man show is about, which I don't know, spoiler alerts, but it was so transformational, so powerful, and to hear her and see her and witness her share her story in that way with just no shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. Like this woman walks into a room. Actually, you could just see her on a Zoom call and you're like you just got hit with like a bunch of light and love and care. And so I was like, wow, this woman can actually help me, because for so long I just really didn't think anyone can help me, not in an up myself kind of way, but I knew the depths and layers that existed within me, and I knew that it would require someone so special. And not only that, something that's really important, whether you're seeking out a mentor or a coach or even a therapist. I mean, therapy, it's a little bit different, but a question that I always ask myself before I'm getting in information from somewhere, even whether it be a podcast or reading something, is like I think about, who is this person? And when I want to learn and elevate and want to take on a teacher, because, if you don't have access to people in person, or you're not able to invest financially in a coach, because sometimes that's required, you have books. You have people that you might look up to. You could read their biographies and model your life like how you want to become and who you want to become. But one of the things that's so important is, who am I learning from? Is it someone who's been where I've been and is where I want to be and who has what I want? Because for me and my upbringing, it wouldn't make sense for me to take business advice from someone who had a trust fund and had, everything taken care of. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not my story. They're going to be giving me advice from a place that has no correlation to my experience. And it's like, if you want to become an incredible 5-star chef, are you going to learn from the fry cook at Denny's or the 5-star chef? Again, there's no right or wrong way, but you have to really be intentional with whom you get information from. And so, with no further ado, I am bringing on my mentor, the incredible Kimleigh Smith. Thank you so much, Kimley, for being here with me in the studio and on my podcast. You've literally been one of the biggest blessings of my life, and I'm so grateful because this woman has really helped me transform, look at myself, and helped teach me how to learn how to love myself in the deepest ways possible. That I prayed for this woman, and here she is, and yeah.
It's so funny. Like, I'm going to sit here and cry because, if y'all could have seen this girl when I first met her, let me tell you. And I say that as a joke, but with a hint of truth. We all start someplace. And as kids, we are the most beautiful, glowing, shining beings on earth. And then all this stuff is put upon us that we didn't ask for. But, maybe we do because we come into the beings that we're meant to be. And so we can learn the lessons that we need to learn. But to watch this beautiful girl who has had so much put upon her, so much trauma, so much drama, so much pain put upon her, come out of that shell and be this beautiful, beautiful, untouchable Jessica Jones. It literally blows my mind. My greatest gift on this earth is to watch people fully step into who and what they are, to watch them transform right before my eyes. And this right here is a transformation that I am blown away by.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, really, man, if you guys really would have seen who I was then, because, I mean, I had done a lot of work, but when I showed up to Kimley, she just looked at me and was able to hold a space. Like, she didn't even have to say anything, where we just looked at each other and I could just melt and feel seen and really just start crying and just be in this vulnerable place that I didn't allow myself to be for so long because I didn't feel safe. And she created this space for me to feel safe, to be seen, to understand my pain, and to help me also face that and then also get on the other side of it, which, you know, is really a God-given gift. And I mean, I'm telling you, she has some magical powers, this woman. And one of her magical powers that I admire so much, and that as I go out through my day, because, you know, we all got our stuff, I still got my stuff, is her ability to be non-judgmental. Like, I can judge myself super hard, and yeah, sometimes I'm judging people, and I've gotten a lot better at it, and part of that is because, you know, Kimley has shown me to be someone who navigates that way. So, Kimley, can you share with us how you're able to do that? Like, how did this come about?
Oh, wow. It's so funny because, you know, just like Jessica says, we all have our shit. And I remember growing up, me and my brother and sister could be hypercritical on other people, and especially when we were watching TV, we're like, oh, they got a mole on their nose. Like, it's just such a funny, insecure place to be when you judge, right? Judgment comes from a lack of love of thyself, right? You can't judge people when you love yourself because everybody's the same and you just love them and you don't think twice about it. But when you're insecure within yourself, it's so easy to judge because judgment and jealousy and all that stuff comes from a place of fear and sadness and unlove of thyself. And so as I grew, my mother taught us at such an early age that everybody, and we're all on this earth to be amazing, and that everybody has some gift to bring, and everybody's look, sound, whatever is their gift to bring to the world. And so when I was gang raped, you know, so many of the people that I talk to when I share my story are like, how do you forgive them? How do you forgive them? And I forgive them because I know this one fact is true. Hurt people hurt people. And that's just the bottom line. And so for me to judge you would be an ultimate just slap in the face because we've all been through something. I am sure I have done 1,000 things worse than you have ever done, right? Or equally as bad as you. So who am I to judge? Who am I to even judge? And this is going to sound from a place that isn't probably applauded, but how am I to even judge my rapist because they came through their own pain to be able to hurt me? You know, that saying, hurt people hurt people. And the reason I will never judge another person is because I know they have been through something that they need to get on the other side for. No matter if they are the what do you call them? The abuser or the abused, everybody has been through something. And I try in all of my heart. Now, look, I don't condone anybody's bad behavior, but I do look at everybody's story from the worst person to the best person. So that's where I live in my heart.
I mean, that's a really special thing, you know, to come to that space and really look at people and just see them for all that they are and all the possibility of what created them to be that. Because, you know, your story and how you show up, especially when it comes to this, has really helped me on my own healing journey, deeper healing journey when it comes to, you know, facing the issues around having been sexually abused before. Now, you are a mentor to myself and to many, including my sister now.
Hey, Jerica.
We got her on board. Have you had any mentors in your life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so funny because this is a truth that I don't tell a lot of people, but I was a slow reader growing up. And that first teacher that taught me how to be okay with where I was and taught me how to grow and mentored me into actually being a reader. Now, I was born and raised in Japan, so I started school at 4, and I was super hyper. Like, they wanted to put me on, you know, drugs because I was so hyper. They're like, she got some ADHD. But my mom was like, oh, hell no, we are not putting my baby on nobody's drugs. And so to this day, I am grateful for that because I was just young and hyper. And so this teacher was like, it's okay. She helped me calm down and be able to read. And now I'm a person that can read out loud loud and I'm not afraid, or I can read. I'm still a slow reader, I'll be honest. I like to repeat things and make sure I get things in my noggin, but I'm not ashamed of that anymore, right? Because she taught me to be okay with who I am. So I have had a mentor since that was kindergarten, all the way through my life, through Miss Strano, who's my track coach and my cheerleading coach, the things that she taught me along the way. We all have mentors as we grow up. There are people that we look up to that help us change who and what we are and help us grow. And as an adult, I believe that all successful people have mentors. All successful people have coaches. And I mean, from Oprah to Will Smith to me to everybody else, like we all have somebody, because you can't be in your own head and grow. You can't be uncoachable, right? Because coaching means you're willing to learn your mistakes and become better. I'm not perfect now, and I never will be. You're not perfect now, and you never will be. None of you out there are perfect, because there's no such thing as perfection. Growth and lessons and learning is what life is about. And the minute you stop learning, and the minute you start thinking you know everything, you stop growing and you're dead. And we have all seen those people walking on this earth who are dead inside because they no longer grow and flourish and learn. So I will forever be mentored. I will forever learn from others, and I will forever be coached, because I believe that I constantly am growing to become the most awesome version of myself possible.
Yes. So one of the things that I love about you, which one of the many things, is that you have this motto and even this company, because she has many hats, this woman, but she also is CEO of Embrace Your Cape. And she's like my Professor X, where she has everyone that is around her and that she cares about and helps them to embrace their cape. So how did that whole thing come along into your life and that theme?
Oh, Embrace Your Cape has been with me for so long. When I started writing my one-woman show, I realized how important, weirdly, superheroes are to me. And not that I'm a big, comic book fan. I'm not a comic book geek, but I do love my Marvel, and I do love my DC, and I love X-Men. I'm thirsty for these people who have gone through traumatic experience and become these superheroes, right? We have this definition of what superhero is, and you have got to be able to fly and do beams out of your eyes and light up things, and you can crash things with a single bound. But the truth of the matter is a real live superhero is somebody who has been through it all, good, bad, and ugly, and still loves themselves exactly for who they are. They are willing to step up no matter what. When you look at every superhero, they all have traumatic origin stories that help them become the people that they are. Batman saw his parents get killed in front of him. Superman's whole universe was blown up. Wonder Woman, we all have an origin story. And I believe that we were all put on this earth to be superheroes, to embrace our capes. Now, you asked specifically about embracing our capes. Now, remember when you were kids and you would play Superman or Supergirl or Superwoman, and you would fly around the house in your little fake cape that you'd untied around your neck, and you'd be all over the place. And now, if your mother said, "Kimley, come down for dinner," you would just keep on flying. But as soon as she said, "Superwoman, come down for dinner," you would put on that cape and fly on down and have dinner. We didn't have to have somebody tell us that we were Superman or Supergirl or Superwoman or Batman. We just were. We just believed it. We believed every part of it. And as adults, we start to lose that ability to believe in ourselves fully. People keep putting stuff on us that we have to take off. But I believe our good, our bad, our ugly, our beautiful, our everything is rolled up in our cape. And when it is unfurled and unembraced, it is rolled up around your neck, strangling you and keeping you from moving forward. But when you let all that good, the bad, the ugly, the trauma, the drama unroll and unfurl in that cape, and you embrace everything that you are, you have fully become your own superhero, because you are willing to overcome your adversity by ownership, owning your story, owning every part of you. And that's what a true life superhero is to me. And that's how my company was formed. This company, Embrace Your Cape Enterprises, is a media production and management company. And it is all about us coming together to help each other and lift each other up to our fullest, most amazing beings. And that's it. I mean, it's that simple. It's like, if you can't embrace your cape and embrace your story, embrace everything you are, you're going to be living in a really dark world. And we've seen that. We've seen when, Batman's trying to go, oh God, can I do this? Am I able to do this? Daredevil's like, I don't know. I'm blind. Am I able to do this? But he does, because you know why? He's realizing that he can accept himself exactly as he is and be the strongest, most amazing human he could possibly be.
Yes. You can all be your own superhero out there, guys. Like, that's the whole thing.
They already are, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like becoming untouchable. Like, these are not far removed obstacles or things. It's just doing the work and showing up as you are in all of your truth.
You really make me want to cry. Like, it's so beautiful to see you just step into your fullness, to really be untouchable, to really embrace your cape. It is stunning, and I'm so honored to be here and witness this.
Oh, I love her.
And it's not that we don't see each other a lot, but like, it's in these moments that you realize that the work that you have put in, and let me tell you guys, she put in the work. She did it all. She kicked and screamed and had her little inner tantrums, but she never stopped showing up for herself and showing up for me in this relationship. Remember, a coaching or mentor relationship is a relationship, and how you show up in that is how you show up everywhere, right? How you do anything is how you do everything. And you showed out and showed up.
Oh, thank you. I've really, with everything that I've been through, that's been my saving grace, is no matter how hard it is, I might have to cry,
Yes.
have a tantrum, eat a pint of non-dairy ice cream.
I would be eating dairy, please. No, I'm kidding.
I just keep showing up because it's the only thing I can do. That's what I know. But for all of our listeners out there that might be looking to jump into a profession of coaching or even just being a mentor, what would be your advice for them?
Well, this is it. Be coachable first, right? Before I decided to be a coach and to become a life coach, I was coached by many, many people. So I know that I was capable of being coached. So I know that I was capable of coaching as well. And so for all of you out there, I have an undergrad in psychology, and that undergrad gave me the wherewithal to be able to do this fully. Like Jessica said, I wrote a one-woman show, and it's my acting, my dancing, my singing, and my therapy, psychology, all rolled up in one, right? And the minute I did that, people started coming to me asking me to be their mentor, to be the person that could help them write their show and own their story, to be somebody that could coach them because they saw that I was up here. You can't be coached by somebody on your same level, because then you'll never grow, right? You go to that acting class for actors out there and everybody's at your same level, but you never ever grow because you're not being challenged, right? A coach is here to challenge you. And so if you feel that you have that calling, we all have internet now. We all got our phones. You can literally put in how to become a life coach, and 40 different opportunities will come up to help you do that. Again, if you have questions, you can always reach out to me. You can go to my website, KimleighSmith.com, and that's KIMLEIGH.Smith Kimley Smith, KIMLEIGH Smith.com, and my email is kimleigh.smith@yahoo.com. And you can reach out to me, ask me questions. I am always there to help and always here to be of service to others. But for those of you, like I said before, if you want to be of service to others, first get a coach so you can understand what that relationship feels like, and then go on the journey of studying and understanding it. I have been hearing people's stories and coaching people since I was 5. My mother used to have to take me away from people, so that is naturally in my gut. And I know there's a bunch of you out there who have that same feeling and that same need. So Google how to be a life coach, and that will roll up.
And then for a mentor, that's a little bit different.
Yeah. In mentorship, look, you're a mentor if you've reached anywhere, right? So there's always going to be people underneath you that need your insight, your input, your wherewithal, your knowledge, right? Even if you're in high school and you're mentoring a junior high student, you're a mentor. See, being a mentor is just the ability to open up your heart and impart your knowledge on those who may need it. You don't need to get a degree. You don't need to get a license. You don't need to do any of that. All you got to do is say yes to somebody who asks you for help. Right? You want to, of course, keep your boundaries, but the boundaries are, am I willing to be of service to this individual? They say if you're ever in that place where you're kicking and screaming and angry about life or feeling depressed or feeling anything, give of your heart to someone else, and that will immediately start to walk away from you. Because once you give, what you receive, what I have received from Jessica is beyond words, because she was open. I was open, and we were able to share each other's hearts to be able to help one another. I am here to mentor her, but not only did I mentor her and coach her, she lifted me up just by her bravery and her strength. And that is what you gain from being a really open, honest, and real mentor or coach.
Ooh, man, such a special thing when you find the right person. So a little thing that I do at the end of my episode is I invite the audience to a little call to action. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton to you. And you can, invite them to do something that might benefit them.
I'm passing it back to you. What would your call to action be? And then I'll give my call to action.
Oh,
and let's see. We in a competition of call to action. No, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to invite you all to open yourself up to reach out. And listen, if you're trying to reach out to somebody who has like 1 million followers and they don't reach back, it's okay. But to put yourself out there, reach out to someone you admire and ask if they would be your mentor. Ask, to take them out for a cup of coffee, something like that. And just put yourself out there. And even two parts. If that seems a little too bold or you don't have anyone that you know yet, just sit with yourself and set the intention that you want to call in a mentor in whatever aspect. So that's my call to action. I'm passing the baton back to you.
Passing it back. That was beautiful. And she's so right. The answer will always be no if you don't ask. So put yourself out there and ask. And my call to action for you all would be, if you feel that you have a call to be of service to others, to mentor or to coach, and you've never been mentored or coached before, my first call to action is, as I said before, go get you somebody that will mentor you and coach you so that you can learn from what they're gifting you. Secondly, if you have this call, don't be afraid. This is your time to step up, step out, and become the life coach or mentor that you've always thought you should be. Don't be afraid. Like I said, if somebody comes up to you and asks you for help, that's mentoring. If somebody's like, oh, are you a life coach? You would be an awesome life coach. Maybe that's a sign from the universe to tell you to go out there and do what you need to do to become an amazing life coach. That's it. Our relationship has been about not having fear about looking at ourselves, seeing ourselves, and becoming better. I have watched Jessica turn into this beautiful, untouchable Jessica Joan because she wasn't afraid to do the hard work. And let me tell you, the shit was hard. And I've become the woman I am today because I wasn't afraid to do the hard work and to tell my truth and to be real. That is what we leave you with.
All right, be real, ladies and gentlemen. It's been real, and we will catch you really, really soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
I love you. Thank you.
And I love you guys out there. Go be your own superheroes. Embrace your cape.